Hey, my name is Seppi, and today we're gonna talk about the IBE Optics SmartFinder PRO. The SmartFinder PRO is a new electronical director's viewfinder for lenses up to Alexa 65mm format. The SmartFinder PRO arrives fully equipped, ready to use, and uses our Universal Mount System, which includes ARRI LPL and PL mounts. IBE Optics SmartFinder PRO combines the best parts of a director's finder and lens finder into a single product that handles all of those needs on set. The image is gathered on a 62mm ground glass, which is slightly larger than the image area of an ARRI Alexa 65. That means you can simulate all cameras available on the market. In addition, the device lets you shoot frame grabs and, of course, video. Due to the incredible wide range of cameras and optics, with all the sensor sizes and lens optics available, it has become harder and harder to ascertain what that 50mm looks like with an Super 35 lens versus a full frame lens, or how that compares to when that same lens is used with a larger Monstro Vista Vision and Alexa LF sensor, where a 50mm lens presents a wider angle of view due to the larger sensor size. With over a dozen predefined settings for different camera manufacturers and focus capabilities and aperture information of the lenses from more than 50 different lens manufacturers included, the app offers the ability to save your setups from the 5,000 plus camera and lens options, or it allows the user to create completely new camera and lens combinations as needed. The SmartFinder PRO is amazingly simple. Choose a camera, make a lens choice, and you're ready. Options include the ability to save your specific setup or create a new one from scratch. DPs and directors now have a simple-to-use tool capable of simulating the ever-increasing range of camera sensors. There's also options for delivering informational data from the built-in depth of field calculator, as well as multiple anamorphic D-squeeze options that can be captured as stills or video, which can be stored for archive or shared with your varied production departments. For anamorphic productions, the PRO Finder automatically pulls squeeze information from the database and displays an accurately de-squeezed image. The SmartFinder PRO is seen as an educational tool in film and television production classes, while at rental houses it would be used to assist the pre-production and planning stages, with DPs and directors using it extensively for location scouting and during pre-light discussions with the grip and electric. The real advantage of the SmartFinder PRO is the ability to quickly change between available focal lengths and truly pre-visualize the fine details of the shot you envision. To make sure DPs and directors don't have any problems due to bright light conditions, you also have the option to use the SmartFinder PRO with a viewfinder. Thanks to the magnifying glass, you can also see more details. The SmartFinder PRO arrives in a high-end aluminum case with 2 butterfly fasteners to make sure everything is safe. So what's inside the case? Let's go through it from top to bottom. First of all, we can see the extension for the carbon, mono or tripod, which is located right underneath. Then we can see the left handle holder to put the SmartFinder PRO onto normal tripods. Underneath, there's the matching tool for the handle holder. Then we can see the LPL adapter with a cup, a battery pack, a manual, and on the right, our incredible SmartFinder PRO. To blank out the menu, you simply swipe down on the touchscreen to let the menu disappear, and you can swipe up to blend it in again. And if you want to see everything you've shot on the SmartFinder PRO, you simply swipe to the left and you directly get into the gallery. Let's talk about the Framelines section. If you want to do changes to the Framelines section, you press on the lower left at the settings button, and then you can choose the Framelines icon to get into the settings. And if you want to do changes here, you simply press add new Framelines. And once you're in that menu, you can do all the changes you want. You can scale, you can set the aspect ratio, whatever you want. Simply play around with it, do everything the way you want to do it, and once you're done, you can press on the top right the Save Setup button, and you automatically get back to the main screen. Changing the shooting mode is pretty simple. You simply press on the lower right the record button and hold it for 3 seconds, and once it's done, you get a notification in red on the top bar that it changed from either photo to video or video to photo. That's it. Changing the focus distance is pretty simple. You simply go to the lower left on the screen where it says DHFN and tap on the screen. And there you can enter the focus distance, and let's say 4.7 meters, and press the apply button. And once you hit the apply button, it automatically calculates the parameters in relation to the camera setup you've chosen before. Let's change the focal aperture and focal length on the SmartFinder Pro. You have on the lower screen the 2 red buttons. On the left you can change the focal length. On the lower right you can change the aperture. And basically what it does, let's say 40 millimeters, and we go to f-stop 4. It obviously still depends what settings you have on your lens, but it changes all the parameters at the lower left section, which means it changes the parameters of H, N, and F. To see the metadata of pictures taken within the app, first of all, we got to go to the media library, which we access by swiping to the left. Once you're in the media library, you choose the picture you want to look at, and once you have the picture on the screen, you simply swipe up, and there you have all the metadata on the screen. Thanks to all that data, for example GPS and time for sunrise, we can draw conclusions about lighting conditions and so on. To share pictures and videos from your SmartFinder app, simply go to your media library, and once you're in, you choose the shot you want to share. And in there, on the top right, there is the share button. Tap it for once, and then you get to choose if you either want to share it in JPEG or PDF, let's say JPEG. And then you simply have the normal Apple interface, which you always have, so you can either save the image or send it through a mail, send it through a message, whatever you want. To connect the SmartFinder Pro to an external monitor, we have 2 different options. One of them is to use the Lightning to HDMI adapter and connect it through an HDMI cable with a screen and, well, that way mirror the screen. Another way is to use Apple's built-in screen mirroring option and connect it to an Apple TV or iPad. Let's talk about the SmartFinder Standalone App. As many of you already noticed, there is also a SmartFinder Standalone App available in the App Store for iOS devices. See it as a SmartFinder Lite. It's basically the same, but has 2 main differences. First of all, the look of the optic is missing, and you won't have any depth of field due to the iPhone. Another big difference is that in the standalone app version, you can't combine and simulate all camera and lens options available due to the iPhone's limitations. In comparison, the SmartFinder Pro can simulate everything that is on the market, plus you get the exact same look as on film camera. If you are looking for a simple extension for your iPhone that unlocks a lot of capabilities, this standalone app is for you. Directors and DPs use expensive devices to determine the appropriate lens for most setups. The brand new Smartfinder Standalone App lets you find the best camera and lens combination simply with an iPhone. The app helps you match or check continuity of shots you took an earlier time. As an educational tool, the Smartfinder visually demonstrates the interaction of all the cameras and lenses available today. Sunrise, sunset and GPS data make the Smartfinder app an essential tool for scouting locations and planning when to shoot where. As a must-have pre-production companion, the app also records extensive metadata for every setup. The Smartfinder app offers many additional features. Choose your camera and lens parameters from a huge database containing more than 12 camera manufacturers, 730 sensor modes with more than 50 lens companies and 2,400 lenses. You can also add your custom setup. The Smartfinder app will calculate numerous useful optical values. Just enter the focus distance and the software will immediately display horizontal and vertical field of view, depth of field, hyperfocal distance, near point and far point. Share your shots around the world with friends and colleagues through mail, social media, messaging apps and everything else that's available. Add framelines and customize them as you like. Change the aspect ratio, scaling, frame style, color or other settings. Save your photos or videos and organize the media file in a project or scene library that is easy to edit and rename. Best of all, the Smartfinder app is amazingly simple. Just choose a camera, make a lens choice and begin. The IBE Smartfinder Standalone app is now available in the App Store.